Good morning, Global Leadership Academy Southwest. We are going to start today with saying our affirmation and welcome to virtual learning week number 2. I feel good about myself. I feel good about the people around me. I feel goodness all around me. And it will follow me for the rest of my life because I walk with good and I talk with good and I am good. And that feels real good. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until you're good as your better and you're better as your best. So the norms we'll go over again. We'll go over this every time we enter into a virtual learning setting. The first norm is to be on time, frame the camera correctly. Number 2, mute yourself when not speaking. Number 3, your camera should be on and please wear school appropriate clothing. Number 4, pay attention, take notes. And number 5, stay on task. The joy of the month is still tenacity. Tenacity is the quality or fact of being able to grip something firmly. And your quote of the day is, patience and tenacity are worth more than twice their weight of cleverness. I will give you time. Around 30 seconds. Patience and tenacity are worth more than twice their weight of cleverness. Again, tenacity is the quality or fact of being able to grip something firmly or very determined. The quality or fact of being very determined. 30 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the standard for this week is to analyze how a text makes connections among and distinctions between individuals, ideas, or events. For example, through comparison, analogies, or categories. Our objective: by the end of this week, we should be able to say, I can analyze how a text makes connections among the distinctions between individuals, ideas, or events through comparisons, analogies, or categories. Here is the link to Chapter 3, Section 3. And let's get started. The Middle Colonies. So the first question is, how does geography influence the way people live? As you can see, this is the East Coast. The Middle Colonies are New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. But the ones that we're going to focus on, the 4 that we're focusing on, are New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. These are all states that we should be familiar with because they are nearby, and one of them we live in. That state is Pennsylvania. The breadbasket colonies. The Middle Colonies were located between the New England colonies and the Southern colonies. From our previous chapters, we know that the Southern colonies are the colonies that are down south, which include Virginia, Maryland, and the Carolinas, so North and South Carolina, and Georgia. We know that the Middle Colonies are, and I'll give you time to write this down, or what we just talked about, the New York, the New Jersey, the Pennsylvania, and the Delaware. So we're going to draw, I'll give you time to draw this while you listen. Use this diagram to illustrate how the New York and Pennsylvania colonies split to form the 4 middle colonies under British rule. And this will all be in the reading that I put in the link. So if you need to go back to the link, I'll give you a few seconds to go to the link. 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. New York. New York was founded in 1664. The English created New York and New Jersey from a former Dutch territory. The area was first controlled by the Dutch and called New Netherland. So New York was founded by the Dutch and it was called New Netherland. The most important settlement was New Amsterdam, a seaport at the mouth of the Hudson River. The Dutch West India Company settled New Netherland by granting land to people who could bring at least 50 settlers to work the land. Patroons were the landowners who received these grants for the land. The patroons had their own courts and laws, and settlers owed the patroons labor and share of their crops. This is New Amsterdam or New York. New Netherlands becomes New York. The English wanted New Netherland because they claimed they had explored the land first. They sent a fleet to capture it. Peter Stuyvesant was a Dutch governor who was forced to surrender to the English. Peter Stuyvesant was forced to surrender during the New Amsterdam in the English in 1664. The Duke of York, King Charles II, King of England, gave New Netherland to his brother, the Duke of York, hence where they got the name New York from. New Netherland renamed New York. New York was a proprietary colony, a colony in which an owner or proprietor owned all the land and controlled the government. The colony thrived under English rule. And I'll give you some time to write this down. So proprietor is the owner of a business or a holder of property. New Jersey, 1702. The Duke of York, owner of New York, divided his colony. He gave his land to Lord Berkeley and Sir Carteret. They named the colony New Jersey. To attract settlers, proprietors offered large tracts of land, religious freedom, trial by jury, and representative assembly. Pennsylvania, where we all live today, was founded in 1681. Society of Friends, or Quakers, was one of the largest Protestant groups in New England. Quakers were pacifists, people who refused to fight in wars. William Penn established the colony of Pennsylvania. William Penn found in Pennsylvania a larger colony for Quakers that provided a safe home. Pennsylvania was founded to escape religious persecution in England. Pennsylvania had religious freedom and toleration. Philadelphia, where we live today, the city of brotherly love, is the main town. Penn's holy experiment. The Quakers believed everyone was equal, hence why they did not fight in wars. William Penn promised fair treatment of Native Americans. They believed that Native Americans owned the land and settlers should pay for it. He negotiated several treaties with Native Americans. However, as non-Quaker immigrants came, they were less tolerant of the Native Americans, or the Indians as they call it here. Delaware, which is the first state, was founded in 1682. Delaware was formed from the southern part of Pennsylvania. People from Sweden and the Netherlands settled there, and then the English took over. William Penn let these colonists have their own government. Eventually, the settlement became Delaware. Like Pennsylvania, Delaware had religious toleration. So that is the lesson. Again, you can go to the link in the beginning of the PowerPoint And the exit ticket will be to answer the Section 3 assessment. So that will consist of the comprehension and critical thinking, the reading skills, and the writing. So, number 1, recall, what was the geography and climate of the Middle Colonies? And this will all be in the reading. B, identify economic benefits. What advantages did the geography and climate give the people living in the Middle Colonies? Summarize what were William Penn's goals for his colony. Number 2B, compare how did William Penn's holy experiment differ from the Puritan city on a hill? Identify single words. What word in the sentence that follows suggests a comparison? What similarity is being identified? The sentence that you will be answering that question to is, both Pennsylvania and New Jersey produce a lot of wheat. And the writing, imagine that you are a Pennsylvania farmer. Write a letter to a fellow farmer in New England. Tell him about your life and your new home. Then write a letter that the New England farmer might send back describing his life in New England. Again, thank you and have a good day on purpose.